Bienvenidos a Esperanza Pense, donde la Esperanza Pense. Welcome to Esperanza Pense, where hope wins. We're going to pull a card from the Synchronicity Oracle deck by Kathy Nichols. As you all know, gifted to me by Just Trish. And, well, maybe you don't know. Maybe this is your first time here on Esperanza Pense Tarot channel. Welcome. Bienvenidos means welcome in Spanish. And Esperanza Pense means where hope wins. So that's the ethos, that's the pathos, that's the psychosis that we're working with here. I pull sometimes an oracle card, always at least 3 tarot cards for our quick hit tarot of the day. And if you stay tuned, at the end of the video, you can hear about the astrology for today, Venus Day, 29th of May, 2026. And, you know, we're still kind of working with that Venus set. Well, we are still working with that Venus-Saturn square, and Mars square Pluto is lessening a bit. It's lightening up a bit, but it is still effective in our consciousness, or we might still be like chewing over things and conversations that happened at that time. Okay, so I got 2 jumpers. Dreamer and spiritual guidance. I love this. Oh, another one too. Silence is reversed, so I don't think it's necessarily time to stay silent about, you know, what your dreams are, right? It's garbage day, sorry. And you might be able to give some spiritual guidance if you're not quiet about, you know, what you're really dreaming. But yeah, I think silence is the violence, honestly, in this situation. I think that people need to speak up and need to talk about what they've been dreaming about. I mean, this is very literal for my life, but it could be metaphorical for yours. Spiritual guidance, that's something that we do for each other almost every day, right? I get a lot of spiritual guidance from the other creators that appreciate my creations, right? I'm trying to leave behind a body of work here on YouTube, even though they might unplug it. You know, everything's ephemeral, nothing lasts. But the way that we connect with each other, it goes through space and time. So I hope that we receive spiritual guidance from whichever source is for our highest and most loving good, and for those around us. And if it's not good for those around us, may those relationships dissolve in a gentle way. That's what I have to say about it. So let's do our quick hits tarot. I love this Tarot de Maria Celia that we've been working with lately. Oh, and look, since it's a breezy day, it's hot in southern Wisconsin. What's it like by you? Over here, I think it's supposed to get up to like the high 80s again today. Yesterday, woof. I'll post videos, but I was helping to plant those hoop houses that we moved. If you look at my other channel, I have farming videos, recipes, music, all that stuff. So I was over with the Grateful Gardener, and we planted, I don't know how many tomatoes in those hoop houses, but boy, was it hot. But here, I decided to finally, if Scrubbies, do you watch these videos, Tamara? Hi, if you do. I keep seeing you talk about putting the garlic in the honey, and so many people have told me this in my life. Well, there was some extra, like, just rando honeys that needed to, like, be consolidated or whatever. So that's what I'm doing, and I just wanted it to come out and catch some sunshine, because you could see it was like kind of crystallized. So I just want to warm it up and let that cover those cloves. So hopefully while we sit and read, we can watch this golden beauty sort of melt in the sunshine. Hopefully I don't melt in the sunshine. Holy moly. All right, without further ado, our Tarot de Maria Celia is going to provide the visuals for us to fine-tune our free will and intuition together. Thank you so much. And if you'd like a personal reading, you know what to do. Hit the links below, and I shall answer you with my version of the cards. You know, that's basically all I'm doing here. Like, I mean, I am an intuitive. I do see a lot of stuff that I don't say. You know, with age, I've become more discerning as to the messages. I mean, I basically, I just read the cards. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to read you. I'm not trying to read your situation. I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to say. People who come to me who want me to tell them what to do, or they want the cards to tell them what to do, doesn't usually work out that way. I see energetic potentials that you could possibly reinforce yourself with should you choose to. Free will. This jumped. 7 of Swords. Yeah. No lies, no cheating, no deception. But there could be 7 of Swords moments going on around us, so eyes and ears open. Call Dead Wolf if you need to. Okay, let's pray and play. Okay, 29th of May, 2026, Venus Day. Near past, present tense, near future. Oh, Ace of Wands. Justice reversed. And Queen of Wands. Okay, so at least we're going from the Ace of Wands and we're moving into the Queen of Wands energy. So there's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of fire. Obviously, this weekend, there's that full moon in Sagittarius. That's fire energy. If you want to learn more about that, we talked about it for 3 hours and I loved every minute of it. And I could have talked about it for 3 hours more with Raffi and Merlin. Check the links. Check the end screen at the end of this video. It'll take you right to the playlist. Holy moly, I'm so grateful that my colleagues want to do stuff like that with me. They are brilliant people and I'm very honored to share space, share conversation. I've been getting a lot of great feedback from people who were in the chat. They were like, oh, I went to all the chats. Oh, by the way, thank you, Josie. And thank you for saying that you like my nails. But guess what I like more than even getting my nails painted or painting? I painted them myself. I was over at my friend's house. She's the one that needs the smoke detector switched. We were having a sleepover party, and of course, no, you're never too old to have a sleepover party with your besties. Trust me on that. And she had this nail polish that I'd seen her wear, so I borrowed some, but the fun part for me is peeling it off. So that's what happened to that. But, yeah, I'm really happy that my colleagues wanted to talk about that moon, and we talked about that moon extensively. We nerded out on the astrology essentially, so if you want to check that video, go for it. It's really fun, and it's been getting a lot of great feedback, so thank you so much for letting us know. You know, we really do appreciate that. And appreciate that you share your ideas too. Like, and you know, if I say something, like for example, Sedona Angel was able to teach me about Sedna, that it's an exoplanet, and some of the lore, you know what I mean? That, you know, from the source that I got, maybe, you know, I gotta take in information like that's helpful. So I'm very appreciative that like such smart and engaging, and because you all are creators too. Like I love people who create. Like I just, so lest I go on and on, but I love you and thank you. Ace of Wands, that initial spark, that initial match that gets lit inside of us, that keeps our fire going, that keeps our heart lit, that makes us feel like life is worth living, that makes us feel like we want to create. This is the divine paintbrush, okay, that's handed to us from God. Oh gosh, is the garbage man coming? Oh no, it's just somebody's car. As if I can't pause out. I can always pause out, but still, I like my organic sounds, but not like that. Ace of Wands, divine spark of creativity. Justice reversed. Maybe things aren't fair. Life's not fair. So what? Life doesn't care. You know what I mean? Maybe the justice system wasn't fair to somebody at some time. Maybe what you think is karmic balance isn't karmic balance, or maybe there is a karmic imbalance and you just have to deal with it. Not everybody's going to have a come to Jesus moment. Not everything's going to be fair. Not everything's going to be true. What would be the ultimate truth is not always what prevails. So like with justice reverse, we just have to take our wins and take our losses with humility, a grain of salt, and keep her moving, as we say in Wisconsin. Because we're moving right into Queen of Wands energy. She is definitely productive and solar. You know, she thrives off being in the sun. She not only thrives off being in the sun, but she takes that sun's energy, she radiates it towards others. She causes like plants to grow around her, and quickly she causes quick growth. She's the queen of the sunflower. Those grow to be like freaking 8-9 feet in a season. You know, that's a big deal. This is tending to that fire. She's able to channel that initial divine spark and make it her own. You know what I mean? And be the queen of her own creativity. Okay, everything's blowing away. That's my time. Stay tuned. I'll talk about the astrology. Happy weekend. And I really hope that this full moon is a fiery celebratory time where you can take your Queen of Wands energy and use it to the best. This is a great window of opportunity astrologically between now and like the end of June. On June 9th, of course, we have Jupiter connecting with Venus. And I love this aspect, especially since it's on my birthday. So yeah, may all of the golden nectars of life and all the health, because after this burps for like a week or two, then these cloves will be a lot more mellow, and then you just eat them. Good for your immune system, okay? Good for your heart. And I'm sure I would use the honey on stuff too. I love garlic. All right, love you, bye. Hi, how's it going? How's your astrology doing? If you'd like to have a more personalized view of how the sky is dancing, interacting, and communicating with your own personal compass, hit me up at the links below. I'd love to talk to you about it, maybe pull some cards, have an intuitive conversation, and most of all, have some fun. We have a Sagittarius full moon incoming late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, like right around 3:45 in the morning Central Standard Time. Please check the live stream that I just did with Raffi and Merlin for more information on that. As for today, Friday, Venus Day, well, we do have the moon in Scorpio for most of the day. It goes void, of course, around 6, a little bit after 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. This day, the first thing I see is like a cardinal T-square pointing at Saturn and Aries. Saturn and Venus have been in tension, and today, once again, I decided to put our boy Phallus in the chart. Remember, this is being representative of elders and leaders doing fafoing, basically. That, look up Phallus and basically fafo. And Phallus, I guess, was it was a centaur as well as Chiron, and we've been talking a lot about Chiron because Chiron's just at that energetic degree of Aries, about to move into Taurus. And my feel is that with Chiron and Aries, the potential or the intended harm was to the individual. Now I feel like with Chiron moving into Taurus, and I'm talking in a mundane sense, not necessarily like in our personal lives, but obviously what happens in the world happens to us, because we are the world. We are the children, and Aries is the sign of children. And so we might be seeing some of that coming up in the news, like more kind of metaphors and imagery of child harm and stuff like that before Chiron moves into Taurus. And then we see more harm being done to the land, more harm being done to the earth, more harm being done to the cattle industry, and so on. So that's my good news for today. Let's see, we do have a little loose mini grand trine between Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. It's pretty loose, but once again, everything is always pointing for me lately to Saturn and Neptune. Ever since Saturn and Neptune conjuncted at 0 degrees of Aries, I really believe that they've been sort of taking turns, taking the wheel of this ship that we're on, the ship of planet Earth. So keep your eyes peeled for all the psyops, and yeah, tip your hat, tip your glass, tip whatever you need to, just don't tip over the edge. Love you, bye.